Hello friends, welcome to my channel EduKids World. This video is a continuation of the previous two videos that I shared where I am giving words to replace the word very. The first one in the list is very quiet and it can be replaced as hushed. A sentence to support this is the children were hushed up by their father. Or we can also say she stood up to address a hushed courtroom. Next is very easy and it can be replaced as effortless. We can also say the way she dances makes it seem so effortless. Next in the list is very quick and it can be said as expeditious. The bank was expeditious in replying to my letter. That means it was a quick response that they gave towards any query. Next is very careful and it can be said as cautious. Her experiences have made her cautious. Next is very powerful and we can say this as compelling. Her latest book makes compelling reading. That means it gives a very strong message. Next in the list is very short. And we can say this as brief or concise. A brief summary is given on a separate sheet. Or we can use make your answers clear and concise, short and crisp. Next is very smooth and we can replace this as sleek. The cat had sleek fur. Next is very tall and we can say this as towering. Towering mountains surrounded the village. Next in the list is very hot and we can say this as sweltering. Hundreds of children sweltering in the heat went to the neighborhood pool. Next is very roomy and it can be replaced as spacious. The accommodation is simple but spacious. Next in the list is very hurt and it can be replaced as battered. She felt emotionally battered. Next is very empty and it can be replaced with desolate. The landscape was quite desolate. Next is very wet and it can be replaced as soaked. She soaked the dirty clothes in water. Next is very cheap and we can use this as stingy. She is too stingy to give money to charity. Next is very hungry and we can say this as starving. Let's get something to eat. I'm starving. That means I'm feeling extremely hungry. I need something to eat. Next is very dirty and it can be replaced as filthy. The filthy streets are a disgrace to the town. Or we can also say she gave me a filthy look. Next is very poor and it can be replaced as destitute or impoverished. The floods left thousands of people destitute or they were impoverished by a prolonged spell of unemployment. Next is very ugly which can be replaced as hideous. The whole experience had been like some hideous nightmare. Next is very noisy and we can say this as deafening. The deafening cheer went up from the crowd. Last in the list is very nervous and we can say this as apprehensive. She was deeply apprehensive about something that might go wrong. That means she was anxious. Hope you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel EduKids World.